Hello there, Ringside Crew.
Hello there, Ringside Crew. Hey dudes at Ringside Crew, this is Davian.
Hey, it's Jenny Santana.
This is Elsie.
This is the Savage Juggernaut, Tamaku.
Inside Ring!
This is Thomas D. Bruff.
This is Billy Starks.
Mr. Chad Epic.
Megan Mason.
Hey everybody, Scotland's own Brody Adler.
The headliner in charge, Marco Mania.
This is your girl Charisma.
Papa Dink, Brendan Dinker.
This is According to Woods.
Savannah Summers.
I'm Shorty.
Tasman inside.
You are watching
The internationally known
Dudes at Ringside podcast, hosted by Metal Geek and Joe the Panther Jr.
Hello there, wrestling fans, and welcome to another episode of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I'm your host, Joe the Panther the Third, and now from the top of Metal Mountain, all covered in snow and the snowflakes in the middle of the mosh pit, it's the Happy Hill himself, the Metal Geek.
What's going on, Ringside Crew? What's going on, internationally known? What's going on, everybody? What's going on, Joe? How's it going today?
Good to see you again. And by the way, I want to really quick before we introduce our awesome local guest.
Oh, something wicked is coming our way.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
Virus. Before I introduce our guest, I just want to send a huge congratulations to Sister Panther on getting married on Saturday. Geekum, am I right? Congratulations, and Sister Panther and her new wife. We are so proud of you two. Keep the love, spread the love, make everybody happy like you do, make each other happy. Now, Geek, how are you doing, big guy?
Doing awesome.
Had a few days off. When you? Hey, Murata's back.
Oh my God, it's magic right now. Murata's back. Look at that, all right?
He got nervous and then said, "No, I gotta hang out with my boys again." Geek, want to introduce the guests?
Let's give a warm Dudes at Ringside welcome to our guest today. Oh, and Spiffy's back as well. Look at this.
Wow, what's this today? Everybody's home. It's reunion show tonight. Jeez.
And let's give a warm Dudes at Ringside welcome to our guest today. He is the Tri-State champion, the main event, Michael Mars.
How you guys doing?
How's it going?
Good, man. Thank you so much for taking this invitation to come on the podcast.
Pleasure's all yours.
Yes, man. So, if our internationally known Ringside Crew fans are not familiar with you, and why would they not be, introduce yourself.
Well, let's see. Main event, Michael Mars, ISPW Tri-State champion right here. Triple WA heavyweight champion. 30 years experience in the business, trained by Iron Mike Sharp. Start off with guys like Crowbar, Ace Darling, Stevie Richards, Chris Candido, Balls Mahoney. You may have heard of some of those guys, right?
Definitely. Legends right there, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Joe, I got to tell you, man, you got like that Arn Anderson thing. I can't tell whether you're 17 or 59.
Yeah. I'm the friend that went to the bar, the guy outside the bar. It goes like this. It goes, you can go in. And my friends are like, they're always stop my friend at the door. And they're like, no. But you let him in. He's like 5'1". He looks like your dad. He looks like your dad. No.
Oh, man. The virus is looking for your belts right now.
Looking for my belts.
Yeah, he's a wrestler, too, from England.
You want to come get him?
Oh, Virus, that's an invite to come to the States, Virus. I don't know.
You can send him my address after the show. I'm here.
Okay.
It's all good.
And Harley's here from Pennsylvania, from the Keystone State.
Yeah.
It's another one of the. Oh my gosh, Harley is a fan, a Keystone Wrestling fan, and she is this fan that sits in the last row, and you would swear she was ringside. That's how loud she is.
Great. Doesn't sound annoying at all.
No. Yeah.
She's currently sick, but she wanted to stop by and say hi. That was nice of you, Carly. Thank you.
Thank you, Harley.
Thank you for stopping by.
It's always
Yeah.
great. It's always.
The
Even
virus is-
even the virus even the virus is feeling for you, Harley. See, everybody loves Harley.
Yeah,
All right.
So
You won me over, Harley.
you see, you won the main event's heart. So, Geek, questions.
So, would you say your dream opponent is that you would love to
Dream
wrestle?
opponent right now, or if like I go back in like any period?
We
Forbidden
can do
Door
both.
style. There we go.
Yeah.
If I go back any period, I'd have to say definitely Ricky Steamboat.
Ooh.
Oh,
100%.
great choice.
100%. I would have said years ago Rock and Roll Express, but I got to work with those guys a couple of times. And, you know, they say don't meet your heroes. You'll be disappointed. But those guys could not have been any more professional. Love work with those guys. But, yeah, now I would say I would love to have worked with Ricky Steamboat. I mean, he's just so crisp and, you know, or Bret Hart, too. I mean, both of those guys, two the guys I looked up to when I was younger, when I was getting into the business, made me want to get into the business. And I would say currently I would love to work with somebody like an MJF, somebody like that, somebody who's doing old school heel stuff, you know, and getting real heat and not worrying about getting heat. So many guys these days want to worry about, you know, being cool or getting over and wanting everybody to like them. They want to be heel, but they want to be a cool heel. But, you know, the main point of a heel is have people hate you. And he does it right now better than anybody, I would say.
Mm.
Would you say MJF is kind of like today's version of Rowdy Roddy Piper, or
to a point where, you know, he can talk and he can rile everybody up with just words, but I would think he's definitely a better worker than Piper was. And I'm not taking anything away from Piper at all. Don't get me wrong. He's a great worker, but I think MJF, as far as in-ring work goes, I would say he would have an edge on Piper.
Yeah. So, as you said, like your dream opponent, like what arena would you want that match to take place in?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, it doesn't even exist anymore. When I was a kid, I grew up in the Jersey Shore. The closest arena to me was the Spectrum in Philadelphia. So my dad would take me and my friends down there every month. And that building holds a lot of great memories for me. And I would have loved to have worked in that building. I mean, 20,000 people, ravenous Philadelphia crowd. I mean, so I guess now Wells Fargo Center, you know, that's in place of the Spectrum now. I would say definitely Madison Square Garden. I mean, that's like the Mecca. I think everybody would want to work the Garden. But yeah, those two I would definitely say are probably the top of my list.
Yeah. For me, coming from being a New Yorker, I mean, I get to go to Madison Square Garden all the time, but every single time I go to Madison Square Garden to go to a show, still gives me chills, especially that Ring of Honor show I went to, the Ring of Honor New Japan show.
Okay, yeah, you went to that one.
Yeah,
they
and
sold that out.
That show was probably the best. Like, oh my god! And when Minoru Suzuki and Great Muta came out, chills right there in Madison Square Garden, right there for me. Yeah.
Like, I went to a show. I saw Limp Bizkit this past summer with my sister, and it wasn't even a wrestling.
Still a thing?
What was that?
They're still a thing.
Oh yeah.
Limp Bizkit. Did you go to that concert in 1999?
Yeah, I felt like it was 1999, even though I went in with the mustache and not a big beard, mustache still, and I was thinking, man, this concert's gonna be bad. Fred's gonna be winded. No, still puts on a good concert. I was like, wow.
It's like the meme, Joe. It's like Robin Williams going up to, he's like, "What year is it?"
Yeah, that's what I felt like. It was like a sea of red Yankee hats and khaki pants and white t-shirts.
You step back in time right there.
Yeah, I was like, where am I? What the fuck's going on?
That was like the stadium tour this summer with the Crew, Leopard, and Poison. It was like stepping back into the 80s.
Yeah. And it's sad because Fred canceled his Europe tour because I think he was sick or he couldn't do it or something. Something happened and he canceled it. And I was like, I said to my British friends, sorry, didn't mean to have him cancel. I saw him.
You didn't get him sick. You don't have to be sorry.
No, I was too far
Unless you're
away.
not telling us something.
No. Sorry. I told him, you don't need to go to Europe. Yeah.
It's overrated.
Yeah. It's too
Just
far.
joking. Yeah.
Virus? Oh no.
Just joking.
National controversy.
Oh no, virus! Don't kill us after the show, please. Don't come after
Kill
us.
Geek. He's skinnier. I run. Geek has a headset. He'll get attached to his computer. I give him a run. Be like, I can't run away. Oh no, headset. That could be your weapon, Geek. Mortal Kombat weapon. That'll be your weapon. Finish him.
Virus is a hardcore wrestler too, so yeah.
You're in trouble. All right. My question, we usually start the show off with this after we do the intro. So, who trained you?
So you guys remember Iron Mike Sharp from WWF, the black armband, and his arm was hurt for 30 years. But he opened up a school in Bricktown, New Jersey, I think in like 1991. I joined in 92. I was only 17, so I had to have my father, sign a waiver for me because I was underage. We trained Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, like 6, 7 o'clock till pretty much whenever Sharp left. Sometimes 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, we'd hang out there till. So I remember I trained Wednesday, Friday, and they threw me on a show Saturday afternoon. I had no business being in that ring. It was, I don't know what they were thinking. It was ridiculous. Like, I didn't have any of that. I had to borrow somebody's boots. I had to like run to Sears and buy like spandex bike shorts, and it was awful. I look back at that thing now. I'm embarrassed. I get douche chills watching it myself. And I think the big thing I did was a hip toss, probably 47 times. But I had it was a small school show. I mean, 50 people there, but still, I did not belong in there at all.
Yeah. So what was it like working with Balls Mahoney exactly?
I love Balls. I was living in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. Him and Candido were in Spring Lake, like 2 or 3 towns over. And I mean, I knew those guys really before anybody knew who they were, And Balls always just such a nice dude. Like,
I met him. He's
down
awesome.
to earth, nice guy. You've the shirt off his back, every cliche in the book. But unfortunately, like a lot of those guys, he had demons, and they got the best of them. And it happens in this business. I mean, it's a sad truth, but I mean, it happens with a lot of those guys. And some of them make it, some of them don't. Unfortunately, he was one of the guys that didn't make it.
That's like the sad part of it. Like, a lot of these older wrestlers, they like all the bumps they took and all the things they take, and like they have to take stuff like the medications and the Tylenols and the leaves to make the pain go away, and sometimes they can't get away from that.
Right? Yeah. Like, I'm lucky. Like, I'm day-to-day basis, I feel pretty good for doing it. February will be 31 years I've been doing this, and my back hurts. I have some herniated discs and pinched nerves, but other than that, I mean, I feel good. I mean, it takes me a little bit to get going in the morning. I wake up and walk down the steps. I'm a little slow, but I'd say within a half hour, I'm good. Like, it's I'm lucky. I'm still able to do it. I'm pretty much pain free. Once in a while, you tweak something. Your neck hurts for a couple of days, but I'm not complaining about that. I don't need to, take anything. Thank God, I'm good. I still go to the gym 6-7 days a week. So I think that's key too. If you're still training, you're still eating really healthy, it definitely helps a lot.
Yeah. So if you want to talk about your match that you had this past weekend with, it was Leo, I think GKM in it, and you were in was it?
Well, no, that was about 3 weeks ago. It was me, Leo Sparrow, GKM, and HC Loke in a 4-way. for I don't know if I showed you guys this, the Tri-State Championship. So, and I guess since I'm holding this right now, I don't have to tell you guys who went over in that one. But yeah, I wound up pinning HC Loke, got the belt. Then I had my first title defense this past Friday against GKM, and that went successful. Obviously, I still have it. But December 9th, it's me, GKM, TJ Epics, and Rick Recon in a ladder match.
Wow.
So
yeah.
Wish we had the poster for that match. Wish we had the poster to show.
Yeah, there's none yet. It'll be coming out soon.
Yeah.
It'll be coming out soon.
When it comes out,
that'll be a good one.
Text it to me or send it to us. Ask Tom and see if you can send it over. We'll put it on the Instagram page. And
You got it. No problem.
the show. We love help promoting local events, like ISPW's now technically part of my local indie family because I took a chance and my dad bought these tickets after seeing a poster on a building in Middletown, New York, and was like, "You want to go to the show?" I never heard of it. Okay, I'll throw a dart in the dark, and man, that dart had fireworks coming out when I left that event. I was like, "Wow, that was lots of fun."
Yeah,
and that was one you said at where was that? The fairgrounds?
Yeah, it's Sussex County Fairgrounds. Yeah,
Sussex County. I remember. Okay, yeah.
I love going to like small indie events where I don't know who the talent is to just say I wanted to, let's go investigate Joe or whoever, and watch to see how good the shows are, and usually the shows are amazing. So
you know what it is? Like I think a lot of time those guys work harder. I mean, they're working their asses off to get known and to make a name for themselves. So I think a lot of these indie shows, especially now, I mean, there's so many great companies and so much great talent, and they were trained right, and they work as hard as they can to make a name. I mean, it's the only way you're gonna do it in this business. You got to make a name for yourself. You got to create a buzz and get people to notice you. Just like you guys are saying, you guys love going to those indie shows. We appreciate it, and without you guys and without the fans, I mean, we have nobody to perform for, so we're definitely grateful for guys like you.
Yeah.
And especially, doing podcasts like this, help getting names out there. That helps too,
Yeah. As I said before the show, next year, we definitely have to mark a date with get you back on the podcast, Mike, and try to get Tom to come on with you. We could
absolutely
make a big, we'll get let's try to get ISPW known
Yeah, I know a lot of those guys, and Tommy, like I said, they're at that the last match, that Broadway show tonight. So I know, they're all busy tonight, but yeah, definitely. I mean, those guys are all about that in promotion, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. So, what would you say your favorite food is, Mike?
My favorite food?
Yeah,
steak.
Oh, yeah,
all day long, ribeyes.
Okay.
Medium rare.
I was about to say, how do you want it cooked? Because I'm like,
medium rare.
I don't like my.
If you say well done, I'm gonna reach through this phone and slap your face.
There goes Joe.
Is medium okay?
Yeah. It's all right. It's all right.
All right. Okay. We're so good then. So good then. But yes, you and Stevie Ray could hang out because Stevie Ray. That was one of the questions I asked Stevie Ray when I had him on the podcast. He's like, what? I was like, what's your favorite food, Stevie? He thinks about it. And he goes, steak.
Absolutely.
He gave me that answer. I'm like, wow.
I actually switched probably about 4 years ago to a carnivore diet because I had a lot of joint pain, with my elbows, my ribs, just from years of wrestling. And I listened to this podcast, and there was a doctor, talking about, all joint pain and is caused by inflammation. Like 95% of disease is caused by inflammation, which is caused, by carbohydrates and glucose and sugar. So if you don't have it in your body, you can't have inflammation. I was like, it kind of makes sense. Let me try it. So I switched to the carnivore diet, which pretty much just meat, eggs, cheese. And I would say within 10 days, all my joint pain is 100% gone, and it's never come back. So it doesn't work for everybody. I tried turning a couple people onto it. They didn't really like it. but it works for me. So I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah. Do you have any stories from the road or no?
God, yeah. I mean, where do you want me to start? I have a lot of stories. I mean, I don't know what I mean.
You can curse on here. Just like make sure if you don't think that story's right, that you tell.
Maybe I'll save some of those stories. I can tell you some innocent ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I remember. So back in 1994, Mike Sharp still working for WWF back then. And, they would call him and be like, bring, 3 or 4 guys with you to TV. So we started doing TVs. And I remember we did Raw, Burlington, Vermont. So me and Ace Darling, we go out with Raven. He was Johnny Polo back then. I think the Quebecers had just lost the tag belts to the Head Shrinkers that night. So we go to this bar. It's a college town, Burlington, and it's one street, nothing but bars. So we walk in, and there's one pool table, and I don't know, 60 people waiting to play pool. And there's this chalkboard in the back, and just a list of names. Had to be like 30 names on this board. So Scotty walks up, he just takes an eraser, erases every single name, and as big as a chalkboard, he just wrote, "I'm next." And I looked at Ace, I was like, holy shit, man. I'm like, there's like 60 people in here just going to kick our ass. But nobody said anything to him. Like, he just walked up, he raged, like, "I'm next." Went, put his quarters on, and nobody said a word to him.
Wow.
It's just one of those things where the boys are going to be the boys no matter where they're at. And they usually don't get messed with.
Oh man, that's crazy. That story.
He would be like, "I think I gotta get I gotta brush my hair and I have to go home. We're about to die."
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of a tame one. I mean, maybe I'll have to rack my head and think of some ones that are more appropriate for.
Yeah. Oh, we're not censored. I just don't want to have you tell a story and then have you get in trouble.
Yeah,
No, I'm gonna get. I don't want to I don't want to throw anybody else under the bus. But yeah, it would wind up coming back to me anyway because I'm the one that opened my mouth. So.
It'll be Stevie Ray. Remember, I told you on the phone that day, Stevie Ray Part 2.
Yeah. Wasn't a fan of somebody.
Yeah, that the glass breaks every time he walks out.
Yeah, but no, we'll just keep it with that one.
Yeah,
I guess for now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess like I can tell you stuff about like Mike Sharp, like that guy. I mean, anything you heard about him was probably true. Like just OCD, like times 1,000. Like he'd be washing his hands and just talk to you the whole time he's washing. He'd go through like an entire bar of soap, washing his hands, and like he'll be talking and putting his boots on, and like he'll take it and like be wiping the bottom of them for 20 minutes for like I don't even know if he consciously knew he was doing it, but I mean, really OCD, always with the gum, 1,000 packs of gum in his bag, tons of wrist tape. Like he was one of those guys that just. But sweetheart of a guy, like one of those guys was just too nice to be in this business. Like I don't think you find anybody that have a bad word to say about Mike Sharp. Just a good man. Good man.
Yeah. Speaking of washing your hands, somebody actually said this story to me, and I'm like, I just died laughing. I think this is the funniest thing ever. Like somebody said that. He's like, "Oh, don't use antibacterial soap. You'll get an eye infection." I look at the person and I'm like, okay. I'm like, what the heck?
He's like, his eyes out with it.
Right? Yeah, maybe he put it in his eyes. I don't know.
It's like you'll get an eye infection. He's like, don't use antibacterial soap.
Yeah, I don't know how many reported cases there are of that. I don't know if I can do that. I'm going to go to him for advice.
No.
Hey, Ryan, what's up, dude? How's it going?
What's up, man? Hi, Brian. Yeah, it's like I wear it on my pants because I work in a grocery store, and like I'm blocking my shelves or putting my groceries on the shelf, and then I put the can on. And I'm like, I feel tempted to use hand sanitizer because I don't know how long that can's been there. You know.
But you don't want to get an eye infection, so you don't, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna. How my luck, I'm gonna do it. It's gonna squirt up through my above my glasses and just drip down. It's not my. They were right. No.
What are you gonna do? You gotta take the good with the bad sometimes.
Yeah.
Live life on the edge, Joe.
Yes.
Don't worry about it. Don't be afraid of hand sanitizer, man.
Yeah, get that eye infection, Joe. Use that antibacterial soap. It's all right, you know.
It's like I'm.
What kind of stuff are you putting on the shelves that you need to antibacterial soap when you're done anyway?
Yeah. I used to work at Walmart. I know what these people do when they grab their items. They lick their hands. Ew.
Who the hell does that? Where do you work?
I used to work in Walmart. Those people are yucky.
You have people licking your hands before they touch it.
They do.
It is Walmart. It is Walmart.
Yeah, I work for Coca-Cola, and people are kind of disgusting, you know. And not the people that work for Coca-Cola, but I'm saying the people that shop in the supermarket.
Preface it with that. You don't want to lose your job.
I was about to say, Mike Geek's about to get the call tomorrow morning at 7 a.m.
Yeah, but the people.
Okay, the people. I hope you're doing well with your podcast. Is that your new full-time gig, brother?
You're gone. You're gone.
No, but anyway, so like people like the shoppers are kind of disgusting, man. They'll like bite an apple, put it back on the shelf, and I'll be like, great, this is disgusting, right?
I'm glad I do not shop where you guys shop.
No, you don't.
You guys are the ones with the stories.
Oh God, yes. we picked the wrong genre to do podcast on, man. We need to do podcasting about working.
I could tell Coca-Cola stories all day long, but I don't know if you want to. I don't know if Mike wants to hear about Coca-Cola stories, man.
I was a greeter for 8 years, Mike.
If I have insomnia, I'll give you a call.
Yeah. I worked as a people greeter for 8 years. And I joked with the girls, the cashiers, one day when I leave this place, I'm going to write a book. And all the girls were like, when's the book done, Joe? I'm like, as soon as I get someone to help me. Ghostwrite that shit. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I have one more final question. So, what's the best advice you ever received?
Best advice I ever received. It's probably two. If you're a new guy in the business and you're a rookie and you're working with a vet, just keep your mouth shut. Just keep your mouth shut. No matter you think what he's saying is wrong or, completely ridiculous, just keep your mouth shut and listen to him because he knows way more than you do. And, like the old saying goes, he probably forgot more than you know. And it may not make sense to you now. It may not make sense to you when the match is over. Hell, you might not get it for another year or two down the road, but eventually it will click and be like, you know what? That guy, he made sense. Like I understand now. In this business, I think that's the thing that takes the long. Like, you can learn how to hit the ropes, you can learn how to lock up and do moves and all that shit, but like to actually like put a match together and tell a story and have it make sense and know what goes where, that takes time, and that's just repetition, and that's just getting out there in front of a crowd and doing it. It's not something you can really teach. It's something that, like when you're learning to read. Like my daughter, she just turned 8, but I remember when she was learning to read in kindergarten, and she would get frustrated, and she's like, "Daddy, I don't get it." She'd get mad at herself. I was like, "Don't worry." I'm like, it's gonna eventually it'll click. Then like a week or two down the road, it was like she never had a problem at all. Like, just read and read and read. So it's something that it just takes. It takes time. You got to put the work in, though. You got to pay attention, and you got to want it. And, that'll eventually come. And I'll say the second thing is, if you're think you're going too slow, slow down. Like you got to think like you're doing move. It's got to register with the crowd, you know, because they're only really going to remember the last thing you did. Like you can do a whole bunch of cool shit, but if you're going so fast, the crowds, the way I can relate it to is like, so a comedian comes on stage. Is he going to tell the joke, punchline, joke, punchline, joke, punchline, joke? Or is he going to tell a joke, punchline, let the crowd hear, laugh, react, then go into the next joke? Tell the punchline, let the crowd get it, laugh, then go. It's the same thing with wrestling. You know, does that make sense? Like, you do something, have it make sense, let the crowd, you know, digest it, then go into what you're going to go into next.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise you're just throwing a whole bunch of shit together and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
Exactly. Definitely.
So I would say those two pieces of advice were probably the best that I've gotten.
All right.
So, Mike, do you have any upcoming shows or?
Yeah. If November 26th, Quakertown, Pennsylvania. I have December 9th. I think we're in Totowa, New Jersey for ISPW. That is the four-way dance, the ladder match. December 10th, I'll be in Glassboro, New Jersey for T2, and I'll be going for their heavyweight title there in the three-way dance. They're going to crown their first ever women's champion there. Then I don't have my book in front of me. I probably should have that. But yeah, usually 3 or 4 dates a month, and it keeps me pretty busy.
Yeah. And do you have any social medias also?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. You guys know me on Instagram. I think it's Mike T _1023 on there. Then Mike Harris on Facebook. And yeah, those are, I don't do Twitter or TikTok or I'll save that for the young kids. I'm too old for that.
Right. That's it.
Like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mike, for coming on the podcast. We really, really, really appreciate it.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you for telling all your awesome stories. I'm Joe Panther III.
I'm the Metal Geek.
Michael Mars.
And we will catch you in the next one. The champ, maybe.
Take it easy, boys. Thank you.